the New Orleans criminals that got out is maybe one of the funniest things in the world.
Yeah.
Crime's been fucking wild this week, my friend.
I mean, just a bunch of murderers in Louisiana escaping. Not a good...
Oh, but the funny part, that's true. Yeah. And all of them, when they escaped, they essentially, these guys dug their way out of a trial, or dug their way out of the prison. Yeah. They basically had like a guard on the inside that they're kind of like, you know,
someone helped them.
We're going to kill you if you don't turn off the water so we can get out. Yeah. And then there was someone else who didn't know. So there's some of the sort of stuff on the inside. The guard, who was the main guard, went to get a burger while they were escaping. So they put their blanket on top. Then when they escaped, they wrote over the hole like this wasn't even easy. And then within like 10 hours, all of them got caught on like the most basic shit.
Yeah.
The one guy goes to his baby mama's house. They're like, first place they looked, they found him.
Yeah.
The next guy.
Where else would you go?
The next guy's at a fucking, went to like his, maybe it was his parents' house, something like that. He's just standing on the porch, like, what took you so long?
Sure. I mean, you know, when you're doing this, you're like, how far can you possibly get?
Another guy went to Bourbon Street and just had a drink.
Hey.
Like, you live in New Orleans. He goes down to Bourbon Street where they're fucking, you know, every day's a parade.
I mean, that's what I would do. You know that.
That's what you would do?
I mean, you know that you're not like...
They didn't even change their clothes.
Dude, this is...
The guy's sitting there in a prison outfit on the porch.
No,
like,
they weren't in their prison. They did
some of them were, yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought they said they all ditched their prison.
No, all of them did not ditch their prison outfit.
That's insane. But I mean...
It is.
You know you're getting caught. You're like, this is a weekend vacation.
Why? People have gotten out of jail before and then not got caught.
Well, the problem is first off...
You got to at least... Why escape then if you're not going to at least try?
How do you like just from a logistical perspective, you're like, how do you deal with like money and stuff? Like these guys aren't rich, so you're like, where do you get money from to survive? You can't have like a debit card or a credit card, nothing, because it will all just obviously link back.
Do you remember the guy from the Jinx? He went and put on a female outfit.
He was rich. That's the difference. He had fucking... the guy was a fucking like billionaire.
I think that if I got out of jail, you wouldn't find me. First of all, you go shave your head.
Yeah.
You put on a hood. If you shaved your head, put on a hood, and then you run as far as away.
They're black. Their heads were shaved.
Exactly. So then you go...
Grow your hair out. It takes time, Ryan.
No, you put on a fucking do-rag and a shiesty, whatever. And a million...
That'll keep the cops away from you.
A million different things. Then, I don't know, you steal a bit of food, go into the forest for a little bit.
Okay, so commit a crime just off the jump.
Well,
that's the problem, is you got to commit all these crimes.
You have to commit a few crimes. You go into a grocery store late at night with like a Indian, like an Arab, store clerk who's not really paying attention.
Yeah.
You take a bit of food.
These people are notoriously not.
You take some food.
Do-ragged.
All right, so you take some food. Then you find yourself into like a forest or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You're there for 2 or 3 days.
Dude, these guys, if they're in the woods for 3 days, they go, I'd rather be in prison. They go, this is way worse than jail.
If I knew the city, okay, if I got escaped from jail in New York, I think I'd be fucked. If I escaped from jail in Toronto, you wouldn't catch me.
Where would you go?
Where would I go?
Yeah.
Can't
go home.
First, I go to the baby mama.
You can't contact your family. You can't go home.
No, I would contact like a random girl that they would not even have thought of.
Okay.
Like I would have contacted like one girl that I'm like,
and you're like, do you have some money? And she's like, no.
Yeah, I would contact a girl that they wouldn't think of, or like a person that they wouldn't think of that like I know that it's going to take them a while to get down the hatch to this person, right?
Yeah.
Then I would try to get some money from them, cash money, and I would have to keep a really close eye on them to make sure they're not calling the cops. So the phone would have to go in the bucket.
They'd love that.
Well, I would have to pick the right person.
Yeah.
But I would already have that figured out before I got out. I'm on the fly right now, but I would have had 6 months to plan my plan.
Yeah. And you're on foot. And you're on foot the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until I got a skateboard, in which case now I'm skateboarding.
Steal a skateboard from a kid. Maybe a bike.
Yes.
Find a bike.
I'm skateboarding around in a shiesty. Then after that, I'm cooking my way down to Etobicoke.
Etobicoke. Okay. They'll never find you in Etobicoke. And what are you doing in Etobicoke?
What?
Where are you sleeping?
No, I would need to find like potentially Yeah, I would need.
Like, what's your 6-month plan?
I'd need a safe house, obviously.
Who's giving you that?
Well, first of all, I would go to the river in Pickering where there's like a bridge, so I'd be under the bridge for a bit.
Okay.
So I'd be a bridge guy for a little.
I don't think you like being a bridge guy.
And then I would go further north.
Yeah.
So I would keep going north, and then eventually, like
on your skateboard.
On my skateboard.
Just Ryan skating up the 400.
No, but before you know it, I'm in fucking Three Rivers, Quebec.
Okay.
And you don't even know, before you even fucking know it, I'm in Three Rivers, Quebec, on my way to the East Coast, and then I'm getting on a boat.
And you're stealing food the whole way. Or I guess you got some money.
Yeah, I'm stealing food.
Yeah, stealing food.
And I'm eating food.
And then what? And then you get to the East Coast and just you live there now?
I put on makeup. No, by the time I get to Three Rivers, Quebec, I'm a girl.
Okay.
You're forgetting this part.
Right, okay.
You're forgetting a pretty cardinal component.
I'm a trans prostitute now.
100% by the time I go there. And I go to a costume store, which I know my way around.
Sure you do. Yes, you do.
I'm on full women's outfit. I've got like I go to a thrift store and I get some women's clothes and I'm wearing an extravagant women's outfit.
Okay.
I've got the fucking, wig on the whole thing. Which is
some
actually
like it hot style.
You can cook around Canada like that now without drawing too many eyes.
No, yeah, you're totally anonymous in Canada like that.
Yes. So I'm in the East Coast by this point.
Yeah.
I lose the skateboard once I get to Halifax. Once I get to Halifax, I lose the skateboard. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Keep the girl outfit.
And then you sneak it to a shipping container and hope to make it over to Europe. I think if you get to Europe,
I think I leave the skateboard.
If you get to Europe somehow, you're fucking good.
That's the plan. Once I get to Nova Scotia, then I take a boat to Europe.
Yeah.
Full trans again.
No, it would actually be not a bad strategy is you go somewhere in somewhere like in the GTA, Greater Toronto area, and if you could somehow get into the trunk of a nice car, that car will get stolen at some point and just get fucking put in a shipping container and sent over to Nigeria, and then you're
Classic
good.
Canadian hack.
Classic Canadian hack, and you're just in free trip to Nigeria.
You just get in the trunk of someone's car and then it gets stolen.
It's guaranteed if it's a nice car. It's just like find a Range Rover, you just hide under some blankets, and before you know it, you're in Nigeria.
Classic. One escapee, Kendall Miles, was found hiding under a car. So he just went and hid under a car.
He's probably under there. He goes, this is smaller than my prison cell.
By the way, I'm not going to hate on the hiding under a car because if that might have been temporary.
Yeah, it was temporary.
That was actually one of the better hiding spots is under the car.
Yeah.
Multiple inmates were caught wearing the exact same jail clothes.
Okay.
One inmate was hanging out at a relative's house, sitting on the porch.
Okay.
Officials say 4 were still on the loose, but then one turned out to be still in the jail the whole time. So it was a calamity
he was
of
in the
errors.
jail the entire time.
Calamity of errors.
Yeah. This is what happens when you pay correctional officers $28,000 a year.
Yeah.
Is you get what you pay for with this stuff, it seems.
I think that I could get out. I think I could get out 100%.
It would be tough. It's tougher than it seems.
Yes, but you have 6 months to plan it.
Yeah, or more. Yeah, it's all
especially if you're a criminal. Don't forget, criminals have more people that they probably know that are in crime.
That's true.
I don't even know any criminals really.
Yeah, if you can somehow get your hands on a fake passport, then that's where you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just fucking dip out of there.